it's autumn. Today I wanted to do a getting ready with me video, just kind of showing how I achieve glowy skin and similar to the eye look that I had on the other day that a lot of you really seem to enjoy. So I wanted to show you how I achieve that while using some of my new products, such as my Becca Backlight Primer and my Burberry eyeshadows. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the getting ready with me. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to just jump in with this Becca Backlight Primer Filter. I just recently picked this up at Sephora. I exchanged my Becca Champagne Pop for this since that didn't work for me. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. I already prepped my face with my moisturizer and SPF, and then also my eye cream that contains SPF, which I just had and I put down somewhere. I don't know where I just stuck that. Oh, here it is. It's the Clinique Super Defense Age Defense Eye Cream. That's what I have under my eyes. I don't suggest putting it above your eyes because if it gets in your eyes, it burns like hell. So just a friendly warning. If you wanted like a drugstore version of this, it's slightly more intense as far as glow, but you could definitely use the L'Oreal Magic Lumi. I really love this stuff, and for the drugstore it's still a little bit pricey. I've seen it priced anywhere from $10 to $13, but that is a good drugstore option. Alright, so next I'm going to do some of the correcting on my face, and I'm going to just jump in with this little thing of Benefit Erase Paste, and I have the shade Medium. That's the only shade that it came in the little miniature pot. I've had this little miniature pot for quite some time, and since I use so little of it, it's going to last me forever. So all I do is I take a little eyeliner brush like this. This is a Sonia Kashuk, and it's number 12 brush, and it's just their eyeliner brush, and then I just take my finger after I get that in and I just pat it in. Alright, so after I have the corrector put on my eyes, I like to go in with my spot concealer over my face, and I do this with the Mercier Secret Camouflage, and depending on what kind of foundation I'm going to use for the day, I sometimes do this after I do my foundation, but I'm going to go ahead and do this before. And I'm actually just going to take my ring finger in the light yellow shade and put it around the nose. And if you have any dry spots around your nose and you want to do this, this does help with the redness, but be sure you kind of moisturize around the nose area, because this consistency is a bit thicker and waxy, and it does kind of cling to dry spots like around the nose, but it lasts forever. So here, and I have some redness on the top of my nose, and I'm just going to go ahead and work that in there as well. Alright, so now kind of going in to the more, I guess I don't want to say orange shade, but that's the closest match to my skin, and I'm just going to go over any blemishes or pigmentation that's left over after blemishes and just dot it in all over my face. And kind of pat that in. And then if there's anything left after I do my foundation, I will go back in with that. But today for my foundation, I'm using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus. And I'm just going to put that like a half pump on my fingers, like this, and rub them together, and then just kind of pat all over the face, kind of evenly, not putting too much in any one area. And I'm just kind of pressing this into the skin. And because this is so moisturizing, you can bring this up close to under the eyes if you would like, because I haven't put my under eye concealer on yet. I usually do that after foundation just to kind of see what I still need. I just did my whole face in less than a pump of the product, and this is very pigmented, and I like my skin to look like skin. So I find that if you use more than one pump of this product, sometimes you can definitely tell that you have product on your face. Also, I like to go in with just one of these sort of buffer brushes and work around certain areas where sometimes product can cling, like around the hairline, the eyebrows and things like that, just to kind of help buff any product in, and also around the neckline. There's a little bit of redness left right here in my cheeks, so I'm then going to jump in again to the Mercier and pick up some of that yellow and just run it in between the fingers like this, and I just kind of push it in where my skin is red. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I'm just going to dot this around the eye just a little bit. And then again, just take my finger and pat it in. Alright, so that's all done, and now I'm just going to go ahead and start applying my cream eyeshadow base. I'm going to be mixing two different colors together. You can probably use one of these and get the same effect, but you know how I am. So I'm going to be mixing MAC's Quite Natural and MAC's Groundwork together. And I have this base shadow brush from Real Techniques where I'm just going to kind of dab into them. And then kind of like smush it in the lid. And then kind of messily just put it over the eyelid. Alright, then taking my fingers again, I've been using them a lot today. I'm just going to kind of go in and blend that. I'm trying not to blend up too much, but if you do, it's fine. Since it is a darker brown though, I don't want to blend up too much. But I can clean that up with concealer or like a brow bone highlight, so it's not that big of a deal. Taking this, what I can assume is like a concealer brush, or it could also be a cream shadow brush. I'm going to work a little bit of the mixture into the top of the lid here, and just kind of taking the edge of this, I'm going to run it under the eye. Taking my finger and smudging some more. Alright, here's where the fun stuff begins. I'm going to take this Burberry eyeshadow in the shade Chestnut. I believe this one is the old formula, not the new formula. They've kind of changed all the colors a little bit. But I'm going to take the shade Chestnut, which is a warm medium brown. And I am going to work that into the crease. So it doesn't add too much of a shade difference from what I already have down, but it kind of helps to set that, and I mean it does add a little bit of depth. Alright, so now I'm going to go into this Burberry Golds palette, and if you don't have this, you can pull shades from your Urban Decay Naked too. I'm first going to go ahead and jump into this light shade right here, and I want that to be just kind of like right here towards the center. It looks super light in there, but it really isn't an inner corner highlight shade per se. It's kind of like a pale, I wouldn't say pale barley, but it's lighter than pale barley, but it's definitely not a highlight shade. So I have that in there, and now I'm going to go into the more gold shade and apply that all over the lid. And now I'm going to jump into this taupey shade right here and apply that on the center of the lid. Because I find that that gold shade is a little too gold for my liking for what I'm going for right now. That's the good thing about Burberry shadows. Because they are such a kind of sheer formula, you can mix their shades to get such dimension and depth in your looks, because each shade behind it kind of shows through a little bit. So they're very good for like mixing and layering the shades. Alright, so now I'm going to go in and use this shade, like this dark shade in the outer corner. The clean blending brush, I am just going to go over everything and blend. Okay, so I am going to jump in now, and I'm going to mix these two shades together, which is the cool shade and the gold shade. And just kind of push it in on the back of my hand and run it along the bottom of my eye. Alright, so now I'm going to go into this, and this is the Burberry Wet and Dry Glow Shadow. And it's in the shade Nude. And you can obviously apply this dry, or if you apply it wet, it gives more of like a, almost like metallic sort of sheen. I am going to apply this wet because I did about a week ago when I did a video and you guys really liked that eye look. So I thought I would do something similar. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this brush and dab it into the shadow. And then I'm going to take my Evian water and spray my brush. And I'm just going to kind of dab this in to the lid. Alright, so now I want to go ahead and apply my face products. I'm just going to go ahead and do my lashes and brows last. I had a little bit of the NYX Boho Chic left. I had stuck it in here to travel with it and forgot about it. And I just love this blush. And I thought I had used it all up, but I actually had a little bit in a travel container. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And this is a very cool pink. And these blushes are very like glowy and hydrating. So if you're somebody who has oily skin, you're not going to like these. But if you have drier skin, these are your best friend. So anyway, I'm going to work that into my cheek. Alright, and now I'm going to go over my face with this powder, and this is the Mineral Powder Laura Mercier in the shade Real Sand. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the cap. And I'm going to take this Bare Minerals brush and just kind of work that in. I don't want to like coat my whole face with it, but just kind of set everything into place before I apply the rest of my powder products. And this powder, for a powder, seems kind of moisturizing. So this just kind of helps set it a little bit, but I will be using like a different setting powder for my under eye. I'm going to go ahead and grab it and do that. This is the Nars Translucent Light Crystal Reflecting Powder. And I am just going to set my under eyes. Alright, so now on to the rest of the face products. For a powder blush, I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Ethereal Glow. And I'm just going to kind of place it right here on the apples. It goes really good, or goes really well, over the NYX Boho Chic. I'm going to bronze up my face with the Nars. This is Laguna. And I'm going to get it on this large bronzer blush. Bronzer brush. There we go. I'm going to use the MAC Soft and Gentle and this little Eco Tools brush. And just apply it towards the tops of my cheekbones and above my brow. Alright, so now it is time to spray my face. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this Pixi by Petra Glow Mist. And I'm just going to spray all over my face. So that really brings out a lot of the glow. And then I go through with the dual fiber brush. If I then look, because it makes it more noticeable, if I have like any obvious areas where you can tell that, you know, there were lines from the highlighter, if that makes sense, just to kind of make the highlight look more like a natural glow on the skin. So, like the top of my lip. So that's that. So now I'm actually going to go in and do my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Brow Envy kit that I got last month in my Pop Sugar box. If you guys want a review on this, I'd be happy to do it. I think it's a handy little thing to have. And I'm just going to go through with this little comb or spoolie and comb through my brows. I'm going to get the shade Brunette on this little angled liner or eyebrow brush that it comes with, and I'm just going to fill in any sparse areas. Maybe certain areas where you want to get a more precise I guess look that the powder can't do, and then I just, oh my goodness, and then I just go in with a this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, I think is what it's called. And I just go in and kind of sharpen up anything that I think needs to be sharpened up. Now I'm just going to use the Anastasia Brow Gel and kind of just go over that to hold them into place. All done with that, now it's eyelash time. I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes and then apply my mascara. And then I will be back to show you the finished look. Alright, so I curled my lashes and I also applied the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Mad Max Brown. That's the winged liner. I forgot that day that I did wear winged liner, so I thought I would go ahead and do that. And then I used two mascaras. I layered the Clinique Lash Doubling Mascara with the Benefit Ethereal Beyond Brown. I find that this by itself gets lost. I mentioned that in my VIB sale suggestions, but mixed with the black it comes out to be the perfect shade, especially with matching with the Mad Max Brown. So that's what I have there. So I also forgot to mention that after I spray my face and the rest of my makeup is done, I go in with a powder, and it can be like usually this powder because I'm trying to use it up, or my Nars Velvet powder. But what I do is I get a little bit of it on a powder brush, if I can find one. Okay, this will work. I just get a little bit of it on a powder brush of some sort, and I apply it just right here, like the under the eye area where I don't want shine, because I use so many shine products on my face and that oil spray. So after I use the oil spray, I just kind of go over the areas that I don't want to look oily, and I place that. So just pretty much there. And then I'm not wearing anything on my lips. The only thing I have on my lips right now is the Rev de Mail lip balm. I'll put a little bit more on. And there we have that. So that is really the completed look. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!